Hi, 8th grade. Today we're going to be reading in our My 13th Winter book. We are reading chapter 14 on page 145. It's called Falling for a Dream. We're going to read just the non-italicized words today. I will be reading Sam's letter, but just the non-italicized words. Page 145. Falling for a Dream. During my sophomore year of high school, my mom began researching colleges and how they handle learning disabilities. For me, just getting into a college, any college, was going to be a challenge, considering my test scores. She's very high in English and she's very low in math. On my PSAT, I scored in the 93rd percentile for verbal skills and in the 5th percentile for math. I also lacked the math, foreign language, and science requirements usually needed to be considered by colleges for admission. Mom bought the Peterson's Guide to Four-Year Colleges and urged me to start looking anyway. At first, I didn't want to think about college in the future. It took constant prodding before Mom convinced me to delve into the phone book-sized Peterson Guide and start to highlight schools I might be interested in attending. My mom also began calling college admissions offices, researching just how receptive they were to working with students with learning disabilities. Some were open to it, even welcoming. Others were anything but inviting. After hearing my mom describe my challenges and abilities, one of the admissions counselors at a prestigious school responded indignantly, "I'm sorry, but our students are perfect in every way. I don't think we would consider your daughter's application." During spring break of my junior year, we visited 16 colleges, a family road trip that ended with just one school in the running, Kenyon College in Ohio. It was small and had a strong writing program, and the school seemed willing to accommodate learning disabilities. However, it felt almost too isolated and a little intimidating. We decided to make another trip, this time in the summer before my senior year. Tour guides, sports complexes, dormitories, green lawns, stone buildings. Each campus had a different feel and look, but none of them felt just right. I didn't imagine college would be the land of opportunity that everyone seemed to talk about it being. Instead, I viewed college as another anxiety-provoking change. I imagined the cafeteria not as a spot to meet friends, but rather as a place where I would either have to sit alone or ask others if I could sit with them. I pictured a dormitory as a loud scene, full of parties and people who were out of control, doing things I'd never done before, with groups of people wanting freedom to play their stereos loudly or finding excuses to drink, while all I wanted was peace and quiet. I didn't particularly care about the student groups on campus or where students went for coffee, or the nearby bars that were hangouts. In fact, I was afraid and intimidated by these venues of social activity. Those are places and things other people my age did, but not me. I couldn't envision myself ever being brave enough to be part of them. I didn't look forward to having to deal with roommates, boys, parties, paying my own bills, registering for classes. I just wanted a simple, quiet, small school where I could make a few friends and go to class. Then we found it. It was the last campus we visited, and I fell in love instantly. I decided to apply early decision to better my chances of getting into Mount Holyoke, with the hope of making up for my odd test scores and my even stranger high school transcript that was missing most classes colleges look for, such as algebra, chemistry, French, physics, and calculus. I put together a portfolio of information to send off with my required application. I wrote a personal statement to give the admissions committee a better understanding of my learning difference. I sent the statement along with a copy of Reach for the Moon and extra letters of recommendation from my publisher and the state superintendent of special education. I also had to complete all the other written parts of the regular application. The essay question I chose to answer began with an excerpt from a poem by Emily Dickinson, who attended Mount Holyoke. Applicants were asked to examine your own center, your sense of self, or your sense of purpose in a way that illuminates to us and to you who you are. Here is my essay. Sometimes on winter mornings, I try to see myself in gathered wrinkles and my dark hair forsaking me to silver. I try to see my hands, traced by blue veins, and my eyes in vintage brown. I try to see myself a little bent, a little withered. I close my eyes and see me all in white, or all in gray, draped in the webs of age. Oh, I will ache a little and have one of those chronic coughs, but I will sit in my chair and pull at curtains that served as windows etched with white doves of frost. Then maybe, just then, I will know what I was and who I am. I will know all that I took and all that I gave. It is here that I want to be a messenger, a courier of everything I've gathered. I want to tell my grandchildren of the games my friends and I would play. I want to pass on the legends that creep around us. I want to tell them of the sand dunes and of the lakes. I want to tell them of the many ghosts that look fondly on them. I want to say that I've made a difference. I want to give them the world through my eyes. However, for now, my center, my sense of self, my purpose is yet unclear to me. I see it as like one sees a fish in a river, only silvery flashes of fin and tail, never seeing all of it at once. The journey to discover these things lies ahead. When I am in the November of my life, maybe then I will understand my June. I do know that I want desperately to understand what I don't, and give the understanding of what I do to others. Perhaps one day, after I have sunken into the shadows, my granddaughter will read one of my poems to her daughter, or show her a book that I collected, maybe even pass one on of the stories that I told. Then, there in that moment, is all that we can ever hope to be, that one little niche in time, when what we gave or passed on is given again. I was excited and eager whenever I thought about college and talked about it incessantly with friends who were always busy with their application processes. I felt elated with my acceptance letter from Mount Holyoke. I was so ready to leave my life and high school behind for the new world. I imagined what was waiting ahead of me. I sat in the high school cafeteria with my friends, watching big snowflakes fall outside the windows, and felt as if spring and graduation would never come. I spent the rest of my senior year stage managing the musical, building sets, studying, hanging out with my friends, and imagining what things would be like next year. High school graduation did not feel like much of a celebration. Regardless of my academic issues, I never once doubted that I would graduate. My family attended the event and cheered me on. Yet, although it was my personal success, in many ways we were celebrating our family achievement together. I would never have made it without their support. And that's where we'll stop for now.